Hi guys, this is Mishel with DeceptionBytes, and I am picking up with brand new Q posts. I posted yesterday the new post that he had posted, but apparently last night, in the night, he posted more because you know Q doesn't sleep. He, they, she, it, they don't sleep. But so I got up at 7 this morning and they were there, and but I had other plans for today, so I couldn't really attack this until now. But before we get going on the new quote, on the new posts, I do want to go over a few of the posts from yesterday because I want to correct them or add to them. And this isn't going to take too long, hopefully, but I don't want that misinformation hanging in the air. And thank you to all 250 of you that told me it was Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I can't believe I missed that. I felt so stupid. But obviously you all got it. It didn't fool you. So yes, that was Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Now please say that 10 times fast. No, don't. Okay, so that's who that was. And there was a picture here that needed to be corrected because I said that it was the Pope kissing the ring of David Rockefeller. I was wrong. I know. I found it hard to believe too. It came as quite the shock. So anyway, this is wrong. This is not the Pope kissing David Rockefeller's ring. It is the Pope kissing a Jewish Holocaust survivor by the name of Eleazar Grinfield. Now, when I went out to this article, there was a video there, and I did watch the video, and I saw the Pope interacting with many people and kissing the ring of many people, but whether one of those was David Rockefeller, I really couldn't tell. So at this point, this is incorrect. He's kissing the hand of a Holocaust survivor. So let's continue. I think someone else pointed out that this looks like, and I will enlarge it a bit because someone complained that they were having a hard time seeing it. They were watching this on their phone. So they said it looked like a hologram because he looked like he was just kind of floating out there. And indeed he does. But I don't think it's a hologram, but it is an interesting photo. So anyway, let's go on. And again, I just want to revisit a few of these posts because, of wrong information, or I needed to add to it. Now, I had told you in the last video that I was going to put the links for this in the description, and I failed to, and I apologize. And I have gone back and done that, but if I remember when I'm uploading this, I will do the same with this video as well because there's some really interesting things there that you should look at. So, and let's scoot along. Da-da-da-da. Okay, yes, this is Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and thank you. Thank you for giving me that information. I can't believe that I missed that. Let me see. Oh, and here someone pointed this out to me too because I missed this. The Senate voted 94-6 to confirm Rosenstein and 52-47 to confirm Sessions, but one vote is missing. So that's interesting. And he says reconcile. Now, I think that he was drawing our attention to the fact that, Rosenstein was a shoo-in because he's deep state, and Sessions had to struggle to get in, but I think he also was drawing our attention to the fact that one vote is missing. It's interesting. So, I don't think there's anything else there. All right. And I'm getting to the new ones, but again, I just want to, now somebody pointed out here the State of the Union address is on the 30th of January, and it's coming up fast. And Q says timing is everything. So the timing of that State of the Union is important for some reason. Well, why would that be? Well, it's because the OIG report will be released that day. And thank you to the person that put that in the comments. I appreciate that. So there's 89 pages, and it's going to be released on January 30th. And think about it. the media can't interrupt a State of the Union address. So if he drops stuff during this address, there's not a darn thing anybody can do about it. And it's not like the networks can just turn him off. I think it's pretty clever, and I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. And with Trump, it could be anything. It really could, because he's just not predictable. He's not. And I don't mean that to mean like he's mentally ill or he's unstable. I just mean he's not predictable. He's 10 steps ahead. And he has been from day one. So I don't know. Be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to watch it. I'll be there with bells on. Not literally, but well, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Now, I really feel like a complete idiot because I went out and I looked at the list of Obama's cabinet and his staff because, and I got the names. Like, I massacred this, like absolutely massacred it. I was like embarrassed. But anyway, I'm going to give you the right names now. I had some of them, but okay, Loretta Lynch. And of course, these are the people that had private email addresses. Obama staff used private email addresses. And they did that to hide the information from the Freedom of Information requests, because work-related emails, of course, are considered public memos and that the people should be able to see, because who are they working for? Well, they're supposed to be working for us, the people. So yeah, you should theoretically be able to go in, file a Freedom of Information Act, and be able to look at those memos because they're working on your tax dollars. Your tax dollars are paying these people. But they had private email addresses, so they could get around that. And these are the people that had private email addresses: Loretta Lynch, Hillary Rodham Clinton, James Comey, James Clapper, Chuck Schumer, Andrew McCabe, John the Stain, McCain, we don't say his name, Rod Rosenstein, Susan Rice, Joe Biden, or it could be John Brennan, but I think it's Joe Biden, Huma Abedin, Valerie Jarrett. So those are the corrected names, and those are the ones that had the private email addresses. And I just want to go back over this because some things were added here. Who resigned from Google? Of course, it was Eric Schmidt. Why was he in North Korea? He was installing a private network. Why was he in North Korea? Because the Obama admin dealt with Eric Schmidt. Then Eric Schmidt dealt with North Korea. And North Korea is a what? A CIA installation. That's what Q says. So, I'm not saying that I'm saying this. I'm saying this is what Q is saying. And these are these crumbs have led us to this information. So, what private network did Eric Schmidt set up in North Korea? Well, it was a private network hosted by Google to allow for email communications within the elite-owned North Korea intranet. It's most likely involving military operations, I would say. And what private network did Eric Schmidt set up in North Korea? Asking the same thing again. So maybe there's two reasons. And maybe it was for human trafficking, because from what I understand, that is quite the hub there. So, and if someone could answer me why Dennis Rodham, is that his name? The out there, the basketball player. I think that's his name. Why? How did he end up in all this, going to North Korea? I don't understand that at all. But if someone could explain that to me, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, who else was in North Korea during this time? Obama, and there was someone else there as well, who has just escaped my memory. Why would the chairman of Google travel to North Korea? Well, to set up the intranet and spy tools for the internet. Why would North Korea allow access to Eric Schmidt? Well, that's pretty easy. Eric Schmidt is a CIA asset. So is Kim Jong-un. Probably his father and his grandfather. Who knows? I would assume so. Nothing is ever truly erased, deleted. So electronic signatures, photos, witnesses, telecommunication, signatures, satellite monitoring of CIA assets by our military, etc. It's all there. And anytime there's been a few times where I've erased my hard drive for one reason or another, but really, if somebody really wanted to know what was in there, there's traces of it. They could probably recover a good amount of it. Not that I have anything to hide, but it's just doable. It's very doable, and it has been doable for a long time. So anyway, you have to be careful because your digital footprint remains forever. Now, and his private email address was BarackObama@ameritech.net. And now, I'm not going to go out to all these articles because, again, I'm just kind of correcting and filling in some things from yesterday. But Ameritech is owned by AT&T and is using Google AdSense to monetize. And this is his email address, or was his email address. Apparently, some people lately have tried to send something to him at that address, and while it didn't return, they didn't receive an answer either. So, but I'm not surprised about that. But it did not bounce back to them. I just have to take a drink here. Excuse me. So now, Jared Cohen. And I think that he may have been, I don't know. Okay, Jared Cohen, I was thinking something else about him, but then I corrected myself before I said it. Jared Cohen, born November 24th, 1981, is the CEO of Jigsaw, which was previously Google Ideas. And he's an adjunct senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. Now, previously, he served as a member of the Secretary of State's policy planning staff and as an advisor to Condoleezza Rice, and later Hillary Clinton. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he accompanied Eric Schmidt. Almost 100% sure of it. Now, I already went over this in the last video. The news article about him resigning, and then Donald J. Trump issued an executive order the same day, interestingly enough, and that was the executive order blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse, corruption. So, whether those two things are related, I don't know. Are they? Could be. It just seems like a coincidence. And what does Q keep saying? There are no coincidences when it comes to this stuff. So, I don't know. Eric Schmidt visits Pyongyang, North Korea, where a long-range rocket was launched in defiance of the international community. Well, that's a coincidence. He happens to visit, and a long-range rocket's fired. What's that all about? I don't know. IP table showing CIA involvement in North Korea. I can go out and take a boo at this. Come on. It's coming. Close some of this down so that, here we go. So, not much is known about North Korea's internet, the internet-like system that builds up libraries, universities, and other organizations throughout the country, but goes no further than the country's borders. Few foreigners get a chance to access it and delve into the websites and services it offers, but thanks to sharp-eyed Aram Pan and his DPRK 360 Facebook page, we now know a little more. The Singaporean photographer spotted this poster on the wall of the e-library in Rason in the country's northeast. It details some of the sites available from computers in the facility. One of the most noticeable things is that the website addresses are in numeric format. Computers use these numbers called IPs. Internet Protocol addresses to route traffic. To make addresses easier to remember for humans, domain names were invented, but computers still take those and convert them to a numeric address using DNS, which is Domain Name System. DNS appears to be in use in North Korea. The North Korean Samjeon tablet PC has several default bookmarks in its web browser that use domain names, but in many photographs from libraries and other institutions, desktop browsers appear to be using numeric address. This could be because DNS is only available on part of the network, or it could be because the numbers are easier for people to type in. If you don't have much experience with the Roman alphabet and a computer keyboard, typing a short string of numbers is probably easier. The second thing to notice is the address themselves. While the IP address system was designed so that every computer on the internet has a unique address and is internationally accessible, the North Korean addresses exist in gaps in the IP address system that are reserved for local networks. These are used on private networks and aren't accessible from the internet, so don't bother clicking the links. They won't work. North Korea's internet is, in effect, very similar to a corporate network, but on a national scale. The third observation I have from the list is how much it looks like the internet in the early 1990s. Back then, before commercial interests flooded the web and millions of people came online, most of the sites were from universities, government research institutes, and public organizations. So, it's interesting. So really, it's existing more like a, and I'll blow this up for, well, maybe I won't. For those of you that are on your phones, you really can't see it that well at all. I mean, here's the HTTP numbers, and there's no www, there's just numbers, and I think what they're saying is that it's existing like an intranet, like it's a private network basically that the rest of the world can't get to. Interesting. Okay, let's go back. So, let me see if there's anything else there that I wanted to mention. Yes, it was Jared Cohen that was in North Korea with Schmidt in 2013. We went over that in the last video. So if you haven't watched that, you might want to. Okay. Now, Jigsaw, the name of the company, monitors speech and control of the masses. So that is what they do. Now, we could actually go out here and take a boo, because I know we didn't do this in the last video. Oh yes, they're so concerned about making us safer from attacks on free speech. Oh well, they're worried about our free speech. Safer from online harassment. Yes, we need to be babysat. Safer from violent extremism. Safer from injustice and corruption. How can technology make people in the world safer? Safer from attacks. Okay, we're just going through the same stuff, and it's making me sick just looking at it. So anyway, it's the same rhetoric that we're hearing from Twitter, that we're hearing from Facebook, that all the media, all the social media, it's the same. Now, I did want to, and that kind of jogged my memory, because I did want to tell you guys something. Okay, I was on Twitter, and it seemed like a lot of people that were in my feed were, upset about the government shutdown, of course, because, and they had a lot of memes about, they'd have pictures of someone in the military and their family, and then a picture of an illegal alien that had been caught in crime, and they're saying they're choosing they're choosing basically the illegal aliens over feeding the military. And that's what's happening, because the military aren't getting a paycheck during this shutdown. So a lot of these memes that were coming up were against illegal immigration, not legal immigration, illegal immigration. So that's all well and good. So I'm going through my feed and I'm looking to get updated on different things, and all of a sudden all this stuff pops up one after another. Like one post would come up and then I'd go through it, two more of my posts that were on my feed, and then another unwelcome post would come up, and then another, and it was all pro illegal immigration. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is, I'm watching this in motion. They're re-educating me. They don't agree. The people that are on my feed, they don't agree with these attitudes, and they're trying to re-educate me. That's exactly what they're doing. And they're putting unwelcome things in my feed to re-educate me, because it's all for the good. It's all in my best interest. I could not believe that. And I got so irate because I thought, oh my gosh, because people in my feed had these memes that were basically, against illegal immigration and chain migration, they had to educate me by putting in videos and all sorts of things. It's a good thing. Chain migration is a good thing. Immigrants are good. Illegal immigrants, they need to stay. It's the humane thing to do. I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed to have an opinion anymore. It blew me away, and I'm telling you, it made me so irate. I hate Twitter, and if it wasn't for the fact that I use it to stay abreast of things, I wouldn't use it, because I don't send out tweets. I hate Twitter, and it's for that reason, because it's wrong. All this shadow banning and crap going on, it's wrong. I can't believe it's happening in a free country. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now and I'll go on, but I just had to share that. And I'm sure that you guys have had similar situations. And if you have, please share it so that other people know I'm not crazy. This stuff's going on. Anyway, so here's another thing I wanted to just go over before we get to the new posts. So why are the American taxpayers subsidizing Tesla? Now, we went over this before. And where was it that I put, because I don't think I had put in how much the government was subsidizing Tesla. And Tesla, of course, is owned by Elon Musk, who owns SpaceX. And he's the CEO and lead designer of SpaceX, co-founder, CEO, and product architect of Tesla, and co-chairman of OpenAI, and founder and CEO of Neuralink, and the Boring Company. But I'll tell you, if you want to look up what he's into right now, you'll get your eyes opened in a hurry, because it's scary. It's really scary what he's working on. So, hey, I love technology. But when technology, I don't know, when technology gets beyond us and starts controlling our lives, there's a problem. So let's look at how much the government subsidized Tesla, gave to Elon Musk, because a poor boy, he's starving to death. He needs that subsidy. 4.9 billion. How do you feel about that? That was your tax dollars. You worked hard every day to put food on the table, to keep a roof over your head, to stay clothed, to keep your bills paid, your car paid, put gas in your car. And 4.9 billion of you, the taxpayers' money, went to Elon Musk for Tesla. Do you have a problem with that? I do. And Q must too, because he said it's welfare for the rich, and it is. That's precisely what it is. And definition of welfare: the state of doing well, especially in respect to good fortune, happiness, well-being, or prosperity, must look out for your own welfare, aid in the form of money or necessities for those in need. It's aid in the form of money or necessities for those in need. Is he in need? Elon Musk? One of the richest men in the world? I would seriously doubt it. So, yeah, or it can be an agency or program through which such aid is distributed. And yeah, we're handing it out, 4.9 billion. I wonder what that could do for the failing infrastructure in America. Or perhaps how much could that benefit the elderly or the vets? How far could that go in healthcare? I don't know. So anyway, let's go on. So Q then says, why? Well, so the globalists have a privately owned military with space technology, capabilities, and rocketry. Why else would they be funding Tesla and Elon Musk and all this? I mean, to have the technologies to maintain the CIA state using free energy, which was originally developed by Nikola Tesla using vortex math, to sustain this AI within the CIA state, they need it. They need that money. But you should see where he's headed with the artificial intelligence. Seriously, I don't have time now because my videos get way out of control, and I try to put in the stuff that matters, but I guess I'm just too gabby. But anyway, and also it could be for money laundering. Maybe part of that money's going for money laundering. We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. We're not being informed about this, although it's our money. So, private emails, Google, North Korea, Tesla, Obama, Google members as CIA assets, North Korea, that's a CIA installation, Tesla is CIA, state self-sustainability. And, you should look up, Tesla and what happened there, too. Interesting. It's all very interesting. Like, Tesla isn't just the name of a company, it was a person. And now I know that most of you know that, but there may be somebody listening that doesn't, because there may be people listening that are younger and don't know. But Tesla was a person, and so yeah, it was Nikola Tesla, and he basically discovered a way to have free energy, and it's been suppressed. And why do you think? To keep making money from oil. And a lot of other reasons. Okay. Now, I think we're caught up here. Now, here where he says Judgment Day, because he says MSM is fake news. Okay, we know that. It's propaganda. We know that too. Talking points, 4 a.m., private email addresses. And what he's doing here is he's saying, these are the talking points. These are the important things for this drop. Private email addresses, paid contractors, such as Elon Musk, a paid contractor. That's against the law. It's against the Hatch Act, I believe it is, where you have to, if you are, like, you can't just, and the government can't just award somebody a contract with no competition. Like, they can't do that. It's against the law. So, anyway, paid contractors and Judgment Day. Now, what is Judgment Day? Well, we've got the executive order signed December 21st, 2017, which confiscates any money that has come about through, the illegal or trafficking or whatever. Plus, we've got the FISA 702 signed, and the FISA 702 Act authorized the intelligence community to target the communications of non-U.S. persons located outside the United States for foreign intelligence purposes. It's a key anti-terror tool that has helped to thwart numerous terror plots, but of course it was misused. So in the case of Trump, and it was used to spy on him without justification. So We've got that's coming out, the signed FISA, and we've got the memo, the declassified memo. So we've got these three things coming out, and yeah, I would say that spells Judgment Day for them. Yep. Okay. Now we're going to go on. Now I think that's the last of. I think this was Friday 1602, Friday 3. I can't remember if that was on the last video or not, but it is Remember This Day, Q. Now that was yesterday. You can remember today too if you want, though. I'll give you permission. Okay, now here is the next one, and this is new. I haven't covered this yet, so this is the one that he snuck in there. It says it was at Friday at 1600, but I don't know where this is, because where I was, that was in the night sometime. So let's start. Q says, why are we here? What a philosophical question. I don't think he means it that way. I think he's saying, why are we here providing this information? Why are we providing crumbs? That's what he's saying. Why are we providing these drops? And then he says, think memo. Building the army. And I think, I don't like this term. This makes me nervous, and I'm just saying this about me personally because, well, I don't know if I should get into it here, but it does make me a little nervous that he says building the army. Now, he's saying we're building the army to take down the deep state and so forth. But just understand that this could go another way. I'm hoping, I mean, obviously, we're all hoping for the very, very best. We're hoping for the best. But just, I think it's wisdom to be cautious, always. Always. Because if you think you can't be deceived, you're already deceived. Seriously. And that's coming from somebody who has been horrifically deceived in my life. So, yes. Anyway, then he says, building the army. And then he says, not convinced this is spreading? You, the people, have the power. You, the people, just forgot how to play. Together, you are strong. Apart, you are weak. They want you divided. They want race wars. They want class wars. They want religious wars. They want political wars. They want you divided. Learn. For God and country, learn. Stay strong. Stay together. Fight, fight, fight. There is more. This is more important than you can imagine. Now, let me briefly, in a nutshell, tell you why this makes me a little nervous. Because I was part of a religious cult, more or less, and there may be some that argue with me that it is not a cult, but I assure you it is, and I assure you they are Luciferian, and they used to prophesy under the power of God. Well, I was under the impression that it was God, but their God was Lucifer, and I didn't realize that because so much of the language was similar. And they kept talking about the race wars coming and class wars coming and the religious war that was coming. There was going to be a civil war in the church, and there was going to be political war, and all of this stuff that's happening right now, it was all prophesied. Now, was it prophesied because they were receiving it from God? Well, part of it may have been received from an evil source, but part of it was because they are in on this. They had direct access. Do you see what I'm saying? So this may not make sense to most of you, but I bet there are a few people that know exactly what I'm saying. So those are the people that I'm talking to right now. All right, I'll go on. Now, the next one was Friday, And he said counter narrative went out at 4 a.m. to MSM contractors like clockwork. Russian bots. These people are really, really stupid. Desperation. Fear. When does a bird sing? Nobody is safe. No deals. MSN contractors? Goodbye. Fight, fight, fight. Q. Now, I don't have a problem with this, I believe, and I think actually these were the last, no, they weren't. They are the new ones, I'm sorry. Okay, so what he's saying is that at 4 a.m., Friday at 4 a.m., the counter narrative. Now, what is the counter narrative? Well, the narrative is what MSM has been spewing. The counter narrative is the truth that there was no Russian collusion and that it was all, fabricated so that they could spy on another political team. That's the least of it. And that is the counter narrative that went out to mainstream media at 4 in the morning. And I'm not sure what he's saying, Russian bots. I'm not sure what he's saying there. So then he's saying what he's always said. These people are really, really stupid. Desperation, fear. When does a bird sing? Well, I would say that a bird sings when it's caged. I don't know. Or, I don't know, because you always hear of... that's kind of an old colloquialism where, the canary sings like I don't know, like, you put somebody in jail and then they're going to spill their guts, basically, because they're going to do whatever they have to do to make their situation better. So, if you get put in jail and you happen to know, a lot about a network of people, you can use that as a bargaining chip, but you're going to have to spill your guts. So that's what he's saying. Nobody is safe. No deals. So he's saying there's not going to be any deals. And really, they don't have to cut deals, because when they cut deals is when they don't quite have enough evidence to convict somebody. And maybe you have the missing piece of the puzzle. So they say, okay, we'll knock some off your sentence if you give us the dirt on these people. Well, they don't need to make deals. They've got it all. They've got the email. They've got all the evidence. So they don't need anybody to spill their guts and to come and confess anything. They've got it all. And that's it's a great place for them to be in, but it must be terrifying for the others that are on the other end. And they, you're going to do the crime, you should do the time. And there needs to be justice for the American people. There really does. So, now, the next one that Q says is, Chuck Schumer will live in fear from today forward. Thank you for visiting the White House. Now, that was aimed towards Chuck Schumer, and he ends it with Q. Now, this is the last of the newest posts. So this is the newest of the newest post right there that I just read you. So what I want to address is there are some people that have posts out there that didn't come from Q, because I'm going to take you out here and I'm going to show you where Q's board is. Okay, this is Q's board. This is the only board that Q posts to, and we know that he's told us here, important, no private communications, past, present, future, no communications made outside of this platform. So Q does not communicate outside this platform. This is where he drops, right here, in here, and no one else can post anything in there now. It's changed because of security issues. So no one else can go in there and post anything. It's only Q. So he's already told us that this is where we go. And he's telling us future dumps here. Now this was on 1/8. And this is when everything kind of switched over from the other board, because there were security issues and people had gotten in and all sorts of weird stuff was happening. So this board was set up just for Q. And he said, future dumps here, secured. Interaction to continue on dedicated research board. So there's another board where people can research this, but this board is only for Q posts. Now, then Q comes in here and he says security test 113.18. Now, once that security test passes, then he dumps. So this is Q's place, his spot. It's his chair. Nobody can sit in it. Kind of like Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory. I don't watch TV, but I do like The Big Bang Theory. Okay. Now, so let's go down here, and you'll see that what I read to you is the last post. These are the posts right here that I just read to you, and there they are. And somebody had put that in the comments that they wanted me to take you guys out and show you. And so all I've done is I've copied straight from here onto a Word document so that I can make my own notes. That's all I've done. But there are some posts out there, and there's some videos out there that have some posts interspersed in here that didn't come from Q. Okay? So I'm just warning you. Just warning you. This is his board. These are his posts. I have copied straight from his board to a spreadsheet using copy and paste. So there you go. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say, really. I just wanted to warn you that make sure that what you're looking at, if you're out there, because I know a lot of you guys listen to more than one person, and I think that's wise, because nobody has all the answers, and we all have a little bit of a different perspective, including you guys, and you guys open my eyes to things like every day. So, you know, if you're doing that, just be aware that, make sure that they've got the real posts. So, all right, I am going to sign off for tonight. I've still got work to do before bed, so I've got to sign off for now, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and you have a wonderful day tomorrow. I'm sure I will be posting at some point tomorrow. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate you guys. Bye.